is just going to be a chatty get ready with me. I'm just snacking on some chips right now because I'm getting ready to see my boyfriend. So I already primed my eyes and just put on my Luxe lip oil and just set my eyes with my Colourpop Pretty Fresh powder. So I just thought I would sit and chat with you guys for a little bit. So today I'm going to use the Disney Snow White palette from Colourpop. I've just been rotating this palette and the two palettes from Odin's Eye basically every other day. So this palette's turn today to use because I'm still using some of the shades. So the only two shades that I haven't used yet on the lid is this white shade and this blue shade, but I'm going to use this white shade today because obviously I don't need to do anything too colorful. I'm just getting ready to see him. So I think I'm just going to do like a really light crease. So I'm just going to start with Such Grace, which is a pretty light peachy shade. And I'm just going to take that and put that in my crease area and just build it up. And yeah, that's really it. So I'm on spring break from school. So I haven't had to do any like papers or schoolwork for a little while, which has been pretty nice because the on-campus class that I've had has been a pretty writing intensive course where he only gives us like a few days to write a paper. So it's been kind of nice that I haven't had any papers to write this week. But I've also just been kind of just like relaxing. But tomorrow will be fun because it's actually my mom's birthday tomorrow. And me and my sister were trying to plan like this whole thing where like my sister, she doesn't live here. She lives in North Carolina, I think. I always forget if it's north or south. But she was going to be in the city for like a week. So me and my sister were trying to plan for her to come out here and surprise her. Because, you know, like, can't really surprise my mom with anything besides like, oh, Samantha's coming. So, yeah. But my dad this morning, I could hear my dad outside my mom's, it used to be my sister's room, but now it's like my mom's office. Because she does like all the bills in there, and she like also like, that's like her, kind of like her space. She has like 2 rooms in the house now. But everybody needs their own space, obviously. Like my dad has his office upstairs, and my mom has hers next to my room. So, and since my sister moved out, obviously she can use that room. So anyway, she was supposed to come surprise her tomorrow, and then my dad was like, do you know anything about Samantha and Andy coming here? And my mom was like, no, what are you talking about? At first, she like didn't really know what he was saying. And she was like, well, he was like, haven't you talked to her and blah, blah, blah. And my mom's like, no, I don't know anything about this. Like, why would I talk to her? I think I forgot to wash this brush, but it's fine because this shade is definitely pigmented enough. Did I just go into the wrong shade? I did. I was supposed to use that one on the outer corners. I wanted to use Someday in my crease. Okay, alright, let's just try and diffuse that a little bit. And then we're going to go in with Someday because I forgot that I wanted to use Someday. I'm already dipping into the wrong shade. So yeah, it was kind of ruined by my dad because she was like, at first my mom was kind of just like, what are you talking about? Like, she wasn't really sure what he was saying. So it wasn't really like that big of a deal. And then my dad was like asking my mom about it again, like a little bit, like not even 20 minutes later. And we were all like, what are you talking about? Like, blah, blah, blah. And then my mom was like, well, maybe Samantha was trying to surprise me. So, yeah. But my mom, like, kind of was trying to act like she didn't know what was going on, just to, like, you know, kind of diffuse the situation or whatever. So my dad, like, you know, like, kind of just stopped talking about it and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So anyway, I'm now I'm putting that shade Someday in the outer corners, actually. Sorry, I don't know why I'm being so quiet. I'm just trying to blend this out. So anyway, because I'm just trying to make sure that that works as the outer corner shade, since I accidentally used it in my crease, but it actually looks really pretty. So she was supposed to surprise my mom, but then my dad was like, do you know anything about them coming? So then after the second time my dad asked my mom, she was like, well, maybe they were trying to surprise me. And then my dad goes upstairs again. And then my brother goes and asks my mom, what are you talking about that Samantha's supposed to come? Like, what's going on? And then I was like, it's already spoiled at this point. I was like, everybody's obviously asking. I was like, I could have just came out and been like, no, she's not coming. She was thinking about it, but she said that she can't come. That's probably what I should have done. I could have just played it off, but at this point, everybody pretty much knew. So I was like, forget it. I was like, at this point, there's really no point of trying to keep it a surprise anymore. My dad, like, needs to know everything, or it's never a surprise. Because, like, the last time my sister surprised, not surprised, nobody knew she was coming except for my dad. Oh, that's a really pretty shade. It's not as, like, stark white as I thought it was going to be. It's kind of like a silvery white. That's really pretty. I actually really enjoy the shimmers in this palette. This is actually a pretty good palette. I think I like the shimmers more so in this palette than I did in the Flirty Talk palette. And those are the only two Colourpop palettes that I've gotten this year. There really hasn't been anything too gripping for me to get from Colourpop right now. Like, honestly, I've been kind of bored with their collections, but obviously when their Disney collections come out, I can't say no. So, and I have a feeling that they're obviously going to come out with more Disney collections this year. I mean, duh. So anyway, so she's still coming tomorrow. And after my brother asked, I'm like, there's literally no point. So that was spoiled, but at least it's just the day before her birthday. But I probably could have just said, oh no, she's not coming. She was thinking about it, but she can't come. But I just decided to tell her. Because Mom already knew that I had made dinner reservations to go to one of our favorite restaurants. And my sister was like, make it under your name because then she wouldn't know that I was coming. But obviously, my mom would know that she was here 2 hours before we go because obviously she would be getting here at like 3 o'clock. So I think my sister's calling her. It's fine. We're actually surprised my dad even remembered because usually he doesn't remember that kind of stuff. It was just hilarious, honestly. So anyway, that was that. Kind of got ruined, but it's fine. So I'm just using that Someday shade in my crease. I also haven't been getting like the greatest sleep lately. It honestly has been a big struggle. But I actually started working out again. And I actually did just work out like an hour ago. And then I just took a shower. But I started doing Zumba again. Because honestly, I really haven't been doing anything besides like stretching every day. I was actually really good at keeping up with it. When lockdown was going on, I would work out almost every other day. And I was actually in really good shape at that point. That was probably the best shape that I've been in a while. But then when I started going back to work, I was like, oh, I don't really have to work out as much anymore. And now I'm just kind of been falling off and not really keeping up with it at all. So now I want to just go back to working out. And I'll tell you also the reasons why. But also, like, I just want to be healthier, and I also just want to get my body moving. So that's like the most important thing. So let me just go grab my sponge. Okay. Now we're just going to prime. Using my Do It spray, which I love. And then we're just going to go in with my Marshmallow Primer from NYX. Just trying to use this guy up, and it's also one of my favorite primers. I'm just going to use that. So yeah, I started working out again. Also because, like, since I did tell you guys, like, a couple months ago that I do have a couple of trips coming up for my sister's wedding. And in April, we're supposed to go to Mexico City. Oh, very attractive. So for my foundation, I'm going to use this Soul Body foundation from Colourpop in the shade Fair 2. I'm just trying to rotate more of my foundations because honestly, like, there are some that I don't use for like months sometimes. So kind of wanted to use this one today. And sometimes I don't always want to use a tinted moisturizer. I mean, usually I do. But sometimes I want a little bit more. And this one's a pretty light coverage foundation. Like, it's not like too crazy pigmented or anything. I'm only doing like a light layer of it. So we're just going to do that. So yeah, I just want to start getting back in shape again. And also, like, I want to, because I notice that I get easily tired. I get out of breath really easily, and it's just not good. So it's just crazy that you have to do like the opposite thing for your body, like get your heart rate up and move your body in order to breathe better and stuff like that to get yourself back in shape. You're like, oh, like, why do I have to do that? But, you know, then when you actually do it, it makes sense. Like, before I started working out, I was getting a little bit out of breath, and then afterwards I felt great. So yeah, sorry if there's like some eyeshadow underneath my eyes, but I really like this foundation. It's like, it's so light on the skin that it doesn't really like look like I'm wearing like too much foundation at all. It just looks really natural. So I thought this was a good choice to use. So yeah, I'm gonna pick her up tomorrow, and yeah, we're just gonna spend the day with her. She can only come out tomorrow, which kind of sucks, but she's in the city with her fiance right now, and they're like filming this thing for like, they're still musical people, so they still do like occasional like web projects. So they had to go to the city to film these things, and I think they had to go for other reasons. But they're actually like in DC at the moment. So yeah, it'll be fun. I'm excited to see her. It was just so funny how that happened, I was like, I knew it was not going to stay a secret. Um, and then my dad was like so mad like that he said anything, but also like my dad just doesn't really think about that stuff sometimes, and it's just like even my mom was like, you know, trying to play along with it still. I'm just using my Instant Age Rewind from Maybelline. One of my favorite concealers ever. I've been through like 4 of these. So yeah, hopefully I also want to work on like my rhythm and stuff like that. And I feel like Zumba, I used to enjoy it so much and I haven't done it in so long. And this workout that I'm doing is kind of perfect. Like, because I feel like an hour of Zumba is a lot, because when me and my sister used to do the hour Zumba classes at our gym, because we used to work out at our gym like 10 minutes away from our house. We used to go like all the time in high school, and like when she would come home from like for like spring break and stuff, we would go to the gym and do like the classes. But like those are like hour-long Zumba classes, and dang, it's a lot. But you know, most people tell me that like a half hour is all you need. Like even like one of the guys at work, he's like he's actually started becoming a personal trainer already. He's like, you know, all you need is a half hour every day. You don't need to work out for an hour. He was like, as long as it's a half hour or more. But he was like, a half hour is like the minimum that you need to do. So yeah, so it's a 30-minute Zumba beginner workout, and it's been really like, it's just been great. But dang, it makes you tired. So yeah, I'm just using my Becca hydrating powder. Actually, I went back to this, and it's still a really, really good powder. So I'm just trying to use this up. So I decided to whip it back out and use it again. Face already feels dry though. Woo! I'm just gonna go back into my Pretty Fresh powder. So yeah, but about Mexico City, I still don't know if I'm gonna be able to pay for it, because it's a lot of money, and like it was kind of nice being in my other friend's bridal party, because we didn't travel, even though she was thinking about asking us to do a trip. She knew that she'd rather not ask us to spend too much money. And plus she was already going to Disney on her honeymoon anyway, so that really was like a huge deal if we didn't go anywhere. And also she like realizes like not everybody has the money to do all this stuff. Like weddings can become very, very expensive. So all right, I'm going to use Ever After in the inner corners. I don't think I'm going to smudge anything though. I think I'm just going to use a liner. I'm too lazy today. I've been smudging a shadow on my lower lash line like almost every time I've done makeup the past like 2 weeks. So yeah, I mean, that's really it. I haven't really been able to see too many friends lately. I mean, I did see my friend I usually go out with once a week from Suffolk. I saw him last night. And I also saw one of my friends that I haven't seen in like a couple of months. She was on the island for like a couple days. She actually lives upstate, but she comes here to visit her mom. So she joined us, and my friend was like, how come you don't invite her out more? She's cool. I was like, she doesn't live here. I was like, I would if she lived here, but we'd probably go out a lot more. So yeah, I was gonna film my favorites video today. I just want to get out of the house soon. So, because last time I saw him, like, I overslept because I mean, I didn't really sleep, to be honest, but I'll like set my alarm for like a half hour later and then I'll finally get out of bed. But I never set the alarm in the first place. And I don't look at my phone until like my alarms go off in the morning, because I'm just that type of person. I just don't like looking at my phone before I actually wake up. Or if I just can't sleep, I'll finally just answer people. But I just don't want to be glued to my phone all the time. So I really don't use my phone too much anymore. And my boyfriend's always like, you answer me so late. And it's like, well, because I don't want to be on the phone all the time. So, oh, actually, I think I'm going to use, I don't know who the hell is calling me right now. Why do I not have the cap on this? That's great. I don't even know where the cap is. I think I'm going to use the white liner from LA Girl. I actually haven't used this one in a while. So, let's use Diatch just to add an extra pop on the lower lash line. So I'm still thinking about going. You know what I just had a craving for? Taco Bell. But we never have Taco Bell anymore because, like, every time we have it, it's either totally unsatisfying, like, it does not fill you up whatsoever, or it just makes me feel sick. So we don't get Taco Bell anymore, but I used to get it a lot, but instant regret every single time. Alright, I don't know where the hell the cap is for that, but let me grab, where the hell is my mascara that I want to use today? Oh, there it is. I want to use the Wet n Wild one, because I've only used this one a couple of times. I've only used it like twice since I've gotten it again. And I think that mascara is better than the Milani one that I got. But I've had the Wet n Wild one in the past, and I've loved that one for a while. And I like the Big Papa mascara too, from Wet n Wild. I picked that up because of the Brutally Honest Beauty Riri. And it's a really good mascara. I just want to kind of re-add those mattes one more time. But yeah, that's really it. Nothing else is really going on. Besides my sister coming, I don't really have any plans this weekend. Me and my friend and my other two friends from Queens, we were trying to plan some kind of city thing on Saturday. But it's not going to be happening now because I honestly really need to save some money because I've been spending, oh my god, what am I doing? What is that? I've been spending almost every single day since I got my tax return, and I'm like, girl, you need to slow down a little bit. So, and I might get my nails done with my sister tomorrow because usually we do that when she's here. But we'll see how much time we actually have. I don't know why the heck it has to end up with like 2 specks of eyeshadow. I mean, that was my own fault on this side. I accidentally like poked the side of my eye, and then it added some pigment that I didn't want. So yeah. So anyway, and then we'll just go to dinner. So at least we have plans tomorrow. Other than that, there's not much else going on. I have a boring life. I'm just going to prime my lashes real quick. Okay, and then like I said, for mascara, I'm just going to go in with the Wet n Wild Mega Length on the top and bottom lashes, because this one has such a thin wand that it's like easy to do it on the top and bottom. And I just used my Essence Lash Primer as per usual. So I did do a live recently on Instagram because I told you guys, like, I really just don't feel great about doing lives on YouTube anymore because I cannot deal with the trolls and creepers at this point. So I've just been doing lives on my Instagram instead. And Instagram, I feel like, is like better about filtering out people that don't follow you. I feel like there's so much crap in my teeth right now. And I actually made my mom French toast this morning because I've been telling her I've been wanting to make it for her, but we were actually both eating breakfast at the same time, and usually that never happens because she's usually up way earlier than me, and she usually eats earlier, but today she was off and she didn't eat until like 11, so I made her breakfast, and that was nice. So anyway, so yeah, I don't know if I'm going still. I need some concealer on this friggin' eyeshadow because it's annoying me that I just messed it up there. And I didn't mess it up. I just accidentally, like, I don't know how I don't keep my hands steady sometimes. I'm just like, like, with my brush, like, for no reason. So, like I said, I did do a live, like, a week or two ago on Jaclyn Hill. And I've been seeing, like, people comment on what she has said at this point about, like, Michaela and Jeffree Star and all of that. I'm gonna use my Colourpop bronzer in Alviva Beach. I love this one. I try to use it like 2 to 3 times a week. But I've been like so hooked on the I've been so hooked on the House Labs one. I use that one almost every day. And I also got another shade of the House Labs bronzer. I mean, not bronzer, the blush. I got the mauvey pink shade. And that actually came today, but I'm not going to wear it with this look because obviously the eyes are a little bit too warm to wear pink blush with it. But pink blush is very on trend now. Like, everybody discovered pink blush finally, like baby pink blush. And I've been wearing that for years, so I don't know why all of a sudden now it's making a comeback. It's like it's been around for forever. But that's cool, I guess. I mean, that Dior Backstage blush was popular since like 2020, and those blushes are always sold out, but I have the coral shade. I don't have the pink shade because honestly, I don't think that Dior blush is that great. I actually think their other products, like their highlighters, are amazing. But I didn't think the blush was that great. It was good, but not worth like almost $40. But it's good. It was worth keeping. So for my blush, I'm digging out of my new products bag because I like keeping all my new products that I haven't hauled yet, like in another bag, like next to my desk, so I remember to haul all those products. That's how I do it. So I am waiting for one other thing to come in, and then I'll be able to film a haul video. So I'm going to use the Snow White blush in the shade I Wish I Wish. This is like the 3rd time I'm using this one. It's really pretty. I'm waiting for the Cosmic Brushes Muse palette, or Muse palette, whatever you call it. I just call it the Muse palette because Kat ordered that for me, so I'm really excited to receive it and use it, and hopefully I'll be done with testing out all the other palettes that I have So now I only have one shade each to test out in all of the palettes, because all I have is that blue shimmer left in the Snow White palette, so, which I'm planning to wear hopefully on like Saturday or Sunday. So anyway, I just now finally realized that, I mean, like, I've been kind of on the fence about Jaclyn for quite a while now. And what's crazy is that, like, she really is like one of the first YouTubers that really, really got me into makeup. And I bought like everything that she recommended, like from MAC or Makeup Geek, you know? She made Makeup Geek seriously huge. But I just don't know why I didn't like kind of see through her bullshit, because she was pushing Morphe so many years. And for me, I thought that Jaclyn was always like, you know, better than, you know, her pushing Morphe. I always thought that even though she pushed Morphe, I always thought she was still a good person. Oh my god, I just coughed so bad. But now at this point, everybody's kind of seeing through her bullshit now. And it's kind of like not great. Like after that video of her saying what's in my bag and saying that she brings alcohol on the plane and all this bullshit, I'm just like, I don't know. It's kind of just all bullshit at this point. So now for my highlight, oh my god. If you guys want to know what I'm talking about, you can go check out the live that I did last. I just literally said, let's talk about Jaclyn Hill. On my Instagram. So for my highlighter, I'm going to use the Rare Beauty Enlighten highlighter. Also, Selena Gomez is a little bit shady lately, but I can't say that these highlighters aren't freaking amazing, because they really are. And I'm not going to say Jaclyn doesn't make good products. Her products are actually really good, but I just can't support somebody that literally will just shit on a smaller YouTuber. And also, like, her products just became too expensive for me to keep up with. Like $40 for something. And sometimes I'll, like, be willing to spend that, but, like, it'll have to be, like, a product that I really, really want, like the Haus Labs blushes. I really, really wanted those, and I think they're actually more worth it than the highlighters are. Like I said, I didn't like the highlighter. I think that if you want to get a Wabam highlighter, get the Rare Beauty one. Don't get the Haus Labs one. Unless the Haus Labs is more your vibe, because the Haus Labs is still pretty, but it's just, this is only $25. I mean, yes, it is significantly smaller, but I find that it's more worth it because this is the kind of highlight that I love. I love like a blinding highlight that has like a silky smooth texture. Like, give it to me. I think it's gorgeous. But with the Haus Labs one, it's like almost $40, and obviously I know that the bronzer and the blushes are just as expensive, but I find that that's more worth it, me spending my money on. Like this Haus Labs bronzer, I've used it almost every day since I've gotten it, and I love this bronzer, so this was definitely worth it. And then the same thing with the blushes. Like, I can't wait to use that other blush because it has really good pigmentation. Even though, like, the bronzer isn't that pigmented. I just need a little bit more hydration. The bronzer isn't that pigmented, but I like a less pigmented bronzer for myself since I'm so fair. I'm still hungry. Even though I'm having these chips, I'm still hungry. As you know, I worked out, so... So yeah, I'm just, like, not really trusting what she's saying anymore at this point, and I'm kind of just done with her at this point. And really, like I said, the only YouTuber that I watch still that's, like, a bigger YouTuber is Kathleen, and she doesn't even really post that much anymore either. But at least she's not lying to her viewers about products and actually gives her honest opinion about products, so... And she didn't enable Michaela about what Michaela did on the, on that whole TikTok dilemma that literally blew up everywhere. Like, she was, like, actually calling her out about it. And then Jacqueline is like, I'm not canceling people. And it's just like, okay, so you're just becoming part of the problem. You're just enabling, Michaela. You're not actually helping. You're not being transparent with your subscribers about your businesses. Say don't believe what you hear, but you're not going to tell us what's actually going on. You're actually discrediting yourself because you own a public business. Probably the reason why she can't say anything about Jacqueline Cosmetics is because she's not the actual owner. She's just the face of the brand, but she keeps on claiming that she's the owner. So I'll be right back and we'll do my lips. Okay, so now I'm just going to do my lips. I just really had to pee, so I couldn't do it then. Sorry. And I'm just going to use CA Love from Colourpop. This is one of my favorite lipsticks. And I love the Velvet Blur formula. It's like top 3 favorites from Colourpop. I filmed a top 3 in every makeup category like months ago. And for some reason, mine was just so long, I never ended up posting it. And then I also filmed my favorite eyeshadow palettes in my collection back when I had COVID last July. And I never posted that either. And then I also filmed not 1, but 2 Get Ready With Me's with my favorite palette of 2021. And that was the Beauty Bay Fiery palette. And I never posted either of them. Like, I was like, oh, let me refilm it and do a new look because the other video was just too old. And I never ended up posting either of them. And I did film a Colourpop countdown like a month ago, not including this Snow White palette or the Flirty Talk palette. And I haven't posted that yet either. But I usually film a Colourpop countdown every year. You know, just to keep you guys up to date of all the palettes I've tried from Colourpop. But yeah, lately there hasn't really been anything I've been too interested in from them. Everything that they've come out with has been like an easy pass for me to say no to. Except for the Snow White collection, of course. Alright, that's pretty much it, you guys. Okay, you guys. So this is the finished look. Here is the eyes. Here are the eyes. Not here is the eyes. Here is the cheeks. Here are the cheeks and the lips. Why do I keep on here is the cheeks? Keep on saying here are the cheeks. Oh my god, I can't speak. That's why. You know, lack of sleep will do that to you. But do you see how beautiful this highlighter is? Like, it's just... I also like catch a glimpse of it when I'm going into my class building and like I see it in the reflection of like the door because the door is like just a reflection of like glass. It's a really nice door. And I'll catch like my highlight when I wear this one in the sunlight before I go in and I'm like, damn, that is so blinding and it just hits the sunlight so beautiful. The sunlight hits it so beautifully. So yeah, that's it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this look with the Snow White palette. I really have been enjoying this one, and I really have been enjoying the blushes in the collection as well. It's a cute little palette. Is it my favorite palette from Colourpop? No. Does it perform well? Yes, it does. There's just a bit of kick up in some of the lighter shades, but honestly, like, I prefer this formula right now over the Flora Story palette from Odin's Eye. Those mattes are so powdery and like hard to blend. Like you eventually can get them blended, but Colourpop has always been just an easy formula for me to use. So I think that's why I love it so much. So yeah, Let me just put this away. All right. And I love the Rare Beauty highlighter. And obviously, like I said, Sned, the Snow White blush. I need to go. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at CPW819 and check out my Poshmark at the same handle. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.